My name is Ruben Hernandez. I graduated from UCR in 1996 with a degree in Political Science, and then also in 1999 with a Master's in Business Administration. Currently, I own a Riverside-based real estate operation called Going Green, and also work with the Prudential team locally here in Riverside, California. We focus on residential and commercial real estate operations as well as investments. I was born in Lancaster, California. My dad was actually serving in Vietnam when I was born. At the age of approximately 1 to 2 years old, we moved to Riverside, and I've been a resident of Riverside ever since. I attended Rubidoux High School and played football, wrestled, played a few sports, and joined the Marine Corps 6 months prior to graduation. Serving in the military is something that is historically part of what our family does, and so it was just a natural progression for me. Enlisted in the Marine Corps in 1988, exited active duty in 1992 and came back to Riverside, returning from a 4-year active duty stint and then starting college was a little bit atypical to what a lot of Marines do. Typically, they'll go to college first and then in some cases go to officer candidate school. Well, I enlisted in the Marine Corps first and then subsequently completed my college education. So during my time in the active duty military, active duty Marine Corps, I was fortunate enough to have served in the Gulf War. So having gone overseas and fighting in the Gulf War was just an invaluable experience. First off, it was an honor to serve our country in that capacity, but every challenge after that fact just paled in comparison. So it wasn't that college was not a challenge for me, but after having served in combat operations overseas, it just put a lot of things into perspective, which allowed me to really streamline through both undergraduate and graduate studies here at UC Riverside. So then having returned from active duty service in the Marine Corps, coming back to Riverside Community College and then subsequently UC Riverside, I found myself having to actively reach out to other veterans who kind of understood what I had gone through as a U.S. Marine overseas, and that's exactly what happened. I came back, found several other veterans that were also students and kind of followed the same route that I did, and we developed a real strong bond that we still hold to this very day. In addition to that, I found several faculty, staff, and members of the community that understood what had happened overseas and were more than willing to take me under their wing essentially and really lay a good foundation and groundwork which ultimately led to me completing my college education. I had such a great experience here at UC Riverside as an undergrad that it was almost a no-brainer to continue on to graduate study here. So what I did is I essentially spoke to a couple of the mentors that I aforementioned were very, very valuable in choosing the career and path that I was going to follow. And it was highly recommended that UCR would be a great place to complete my business degree at as well. So I took that advice. I stayed here at UC Riverside, was one of the best decisions I could have made. And then I subsequently stayed in Riverside, eventually as a business owner, but prior to being a business owner, I worked for corporate America. So I worked for a couple of Fortune 100 companies like General Electric and Merck Pharmaceuticals, ultimately became a vice president of a healthcare company, and then took that skill set and those experiences along with the relationships that I developed here in Riverside, including UC Riverside, and eventually opened my own real estate operation. As the founder and owner of Going Green Real Estate Investment Corporation, I spearhead our real estate investment acquisition side of the house, meaning that we go out and actively look for properties, whether it's residential or commercial, to acquire and either flip for a profit or we'll keep them and cash flow them as rental properties. The second half of what I do is I manage a residential and commercial real estate team. One of the key initiatives that we're undertaking right now really consists of providing sustainable housing opportunities to veterans who are returning overseas. So as a former Marine, I am absolutely passionate about ensuring that our veterans, both military and veteran communities, have the housing that they deserve and they need so desperately. So one of the things that we're doing right now is really outreaching to key organizations, resources, some of the folks that are in my existing network and some people that I don't know now, to incorporate them into those initiatives so that we can really take a stronghold on ensuring that our veteran community is well taken care of with regard to their housing needs. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the residents and the community in Riverside as well as UCR for having been so instrumental in my success. I owe them a huge gratitude, and I'm an absolute fan of both the Riverside community and UC Riverside for having been such an invaluable part of my growth and success.